Hello, welcome back to the channel Fun Online Teaching and Learning. We are continuing with our professional skills series, and this is part 2 about emails. In part 1, I recommended you to apply some strategies for your emails. I told you just not to think about writing emails, how to best write the sentences, but how to manage your inbox. In today's session, we're going to talk about again communication model just a little bit, and then I'll reiterate my two-phase approach. This is my approach. Make sure you find out your approach, and we're gonna check some emails and see how can we do it better. I'll give you pretty good ideas and some takeaways. We will do another part 3 about sender's perspective, so make sure after today's video, make sure to watch the part 3, which is the last part about senders. So if you remember the communication model, this is how we started the email recordings, right? It's your responsibility as a sender to make sure that the receiver receives and understands the message as intended. So this means a lot. So this sentence has a lot of meaning, and I want you to check the first session about emails where we discuss about this. I'll provide you the link below in the description. If you're intending to respond emails when they show up in your inbox, you're so late. You are so late. You're just putting out fires. It requires more than that. It requires you managing your inbox. In the previous recording emails part 1, I proposed a two-phase systems approach and I talked about them. I'm just gonna touch base on them again. I highly recommend you to watch the previous video. Take a preemptive strike approach first, like a soldier, and manage your emails even before they are written. They are crafted by the sender. What does that mean? We're gonna talk about this when we have the session about receiver's perspective. I'm gonna show you about all the strategies that you see on here. The second one I want you to deploy as a strategy is triage what you got. Just like a nurse, like a doctor, when you go to hospital, emergency room, what do? They take your vitals, they put you in a room, and then they tell you to make some tests, maybe get some x-rays done. And then with all the data collected, they tell you what to do and which doctor to see. Just when the emails hit your inbox, I want you to be like a nurse and a doctor. And I'm gonna mention all the strategies that you see here in the receiver's recording next session. So here are a few pretty good ideas for sender's perspective. Okay? But before that, let's paint this picture. So read this one and then think about if this is good or bad. What kind of good parts do you see and what kind of bad parts do you see? All right, my exam is in 5 days and I'm wondering if you will be able to find time to email the slides of the lecture I missed. I'm sorry for disturbing your busy schedule and regret any inconveniences caused. What are some of the things that you liked about this email? What are some of the things that you think could be better in this email? Please comment below. By the way, if you didn't subscribe yet, please subscribe to the channel to follow up with the series of professional skills. You will have very valuable information in these recordings. So, sender's perspective. First of all, think about who are you. Okay, you're writing an email, and what's your position, what's your authority, who are you? Are you the boss of the one that is going to receive your email? Is she your boss? What is the occasion? What's happening in here, right? So these are the things that I want you to think about. All right, who are you and why are you writing this email? As you know by now, I'm a systems guy. I want to look at things high level from a holistic perspective. So I'm also a why guy. I always want to know why I'm doing something before what and how. before what am I gonna do and how am I gonna do it. I want to know what is why, and I try to formulate the why. Okay, so why are you writing this email? What I mean here is, can you avoid the email? Can you just scream the other side of the hallway? Can you just knock the door and tell them in the office? Okay, so why are you writing this email? To whom are you writing it to? Okay, do you use to CC and BCC appropriately? Are the receivers that you're gonna put in the to CC BCC, do they really want to know? Do they really are the ones who need to take those emails, receive those emails, right? So you have to think about this perspective. I also encourage you to learn about your receiver, which I will talk about receiver in the next sessions. What is your receiver's habit for responses? What do I mean? Please comment below if you ever had a boss that hates responding emails. I had such bosses. Okay, when they receive an email, they don't read. You need to go them and tell them that you send them an email, and then they look it up, right? And then they don't send the response. They just tell you something to do, right? So what is your receiver's habits for responses? Maybe they are not turning on their computers. Maybe you're working in a construction zone and your boss doesn't have access to emails very often, so don't expect a quick response. So make sure, what is your receiver's habits, what are their work environment, what are their tools and technologies. So this makes a big sense when you're writing your emails, because you're expecting results, you're expecting replies and responses, right? So this absolutely helps. Use to CC and BCC wisely and know about the relationships. Hope you know what does that mean. So two are usually the people that you want to act on the email. If there's any actions, well, there should be an actions, right? So why are we writing the emails in the first place? So CC are not usually the action, but we want to inform them. They want to be in the loop, right? And BCC it's blind carbon copy. So if you put anybody in BCC, the 2 and CC will not see BBC. I really don't recommend you using BCC much. Okay, so just use 2 and CC. If you want to send the email to someone and you don't want others to see who are you sending, just after you send the email, like regularly 2 and CC, using 2 and CC, just forward the same email to BCC and let him know that you already sent email to other team. That's more appropriate. Well, attach the document, right? Every email, most of them has some attachments. It's important part of writing an email. Attach the document. How many times did you forget attaching the email? Well, that's very common, but how many times did you attach the wrong document? Correct? How many times did you send your business secrets to someone else, to a competitor? Okay, so make sure you attach the document. Make sure you attach the correct document. Even more, I want to recommend you to only attach the necessary document. Don't behave attachments as a trash, or as a garbage or a sack to put in everything. Okay, just depending on what you write in the email, include just necessary people in 2 and CC, and also attach the necessary document. Okay, you don't want to bombard them with the unnecessary information, unnecessary documents that you're gonna change later. Maybe you don't want these documents to be in customers' hands because you change them often. So make sure when you attach the document, it's really necessary and it's the correct document. Let's continue. Do not send wrong receivers. Okay, well, you don't know who is married to whom, what's the company politics, so always check your 2 and CC and what do you say in the email and your attachment. Actually, I'm gonna recommend you a structure how to write about your email. There may be FERPA regulations, there may be business secrets that you don't want to disclose. You don't want to share, with other people, with the third party. So these are really important. This will make a legal struggle for you. Emails are official communications, and what I mean is really they are official communications. They are like you know, official communications with the company, official communications with two units and department to people. Even the courts behave emails like legal documents. Even though you don't, let's say you had a problem, and your company will be able to pull out all of your emails from the server. So even though you say, hey, I didn't send them an email, they are not telling the truth and stuff, they will be able to pull out your emails from the server. So there's no point. You shouldn't send any angry messages through emails. Always be professional, kind, and respectful, even when frustrated. As I mentioned and explained in the previous recording, I said the emails like hand grenades, they are destructive, they are lethal, they come out of blue. I know you will receive some of these emails, okay? You'll be really angry, but please don't reply those emails when you are in your angry mode on. Just wait a few hours. What I do is I sleep on them one night. Okay, wake up in the morning and read the email again. And if you have to give a response, give a professional response, because you never know when this email will end up. Okay, you talk to people in a room, and then nobody will hear it. Maybe they can't really forward the conversation to someone else. They can just tell it, change it, whatever they want to do. But if only they do it. So emails are not like that. They are easily shareable. They may end up a lawyer's desk or a manager's desk, or who knows, right? So always be careful and mindful about company politics. Emails are usually not between you and me. Okay, so remember I told you companies can pull out all your emails from your server. Your contact may forward to the others very easily. So let's talk about the practical and useful idea about emails. What I recommend you to use this structure. Always have a why in your mind writing the email. Always think about why am I writing this email, and then formulate your structure, whatever is good, best suits for your situation and your company and your position. What is the background? What I mean is, what happened? What's the background? The reason for the email. Okay, what's the background? And the second thing is analysis. So, based on this background that you gave me, what's your analysis? What are you thinking? What are you seeing? What is happening? What are the possible consequences? What will happen if we don't act? When you tell me your analysis, now do the proposal. What are you proposing? What's your solution? What do you need? What do I request? What should I do for you? What actions do I need to take? Okay, so background, analysis, proposal. If you have this structure, we didn't cover the receiver side for now, but in the next series of recordings, you will find the receiver perspective. So the receiver's job will be really easy because they will be receiving millions of emails. Okay, well, literally, right? Millions, maybe through 5 years or 10 years or something. But yeah, so this will make your job, their job, easy as a receiver, and they will respond you faster with a quality response, hopefully timely manner. Let's continue with the tips and tricks. Understand who is your receiver. Are they busy? Is this a generic email? Is this an office email? Is he your friend? Is he your friend, right? If is he your family, within your family, one of your family members? Understand who is your receiver. As I said in a few minutes before, is maybe they're working in a construction zone, in a lab. Maybe the phones and computers are not allowed, right? So understand who is your receiver, because sometimes we get so emotional with our emails. When we send an email, which is really easy to send, we always expect a response in a few hours. Not everybody's schedule and technology and habits are like yours. So always follow up. Your job is not to wait for a response. Your job is to get the communication across and have the response in any other ways as well. Maybe you can just stop by the office or phone them, right? So you can do all these things. Verify their email address and your email address too. Maybe your email goes to their trash. Maybe the firewall prevents your email going into in there. For example, in DoD military, right? So a lot of the emails don't arrive to them because there are firewalls. They are really strict in information security, infosec. So your email will not go, and you will always think, oh, they're not responding my emails. Well, they even didn't receive the email, but you never know. So don't get really emotional on these kind of situations, and always follow up. Verify their email. Is it an office email? Is it a generic email? If that person's email change, maybe he left the company, right? So you never know. So always verify the emails. Make sure they have your email address. Okay. Be clear, concise, and to the point. Muda is waste, so get rid of the waste in your structure. Again, what is the background, what's your observation, and what's the proposal? What are you proposing? So this structure is really well done. I'm gonna recommend you in a few minutes as well also how to start and complete and fully email. No hidden tasks or hidden emotional expectations. Don't just throw the email out and then expect the receiver to get your emotions. Don't hide your emotions in your emails. Okay? Don't hide any tasks. Just clearly and in a concise manner and to the point, tell them what are the tasks, who's gonna do the task, when is the task gonna be done. Okay? Don't get emotions. Don't expect them to get emotions when they get your email. One of the things I really find useful is I don't want you to repeat the dates, names, and attachment names in the document because let's start from the very last one. If you repeat the attachment name, let's say you say, hey, I attached the hospital policy about the emergency room, and then you attached it, right? And then all of a sudden at the end of the email you change your attachment, but it's still in the text, correct? So when you change your attachment, when you add more, then you gotta go back into text and change the attachment name. So also don't repeat names and don't repeat dates. Don't repeat them twice because if anyhow you wanna change one of those, and you may forget to change the others. Okay, so the receiver will be confused and you will have a lot of follow-up emails. Your email may end up someone else's inbox. You never know, a lawyer, manager, CEO, okay? So sender's perspective. By the way, if you have any recommendations, any best practices that you are doing, please comment below and also subscribe to the channel to get notified with the following recordings. Also, if you like, I'll be able to reach to more people. So write any action item requires who's gonna do what, when, and where. Okay, well, if you also include why, I'll be really happy because I'm a why person. Write any action item requires. Don't hide any task, don't hide emotions. Okay, so emails are legal documents. Beware of firewalls, blacklist, trash, and filters. We already mentioned that. Check their email, check your email, check what kind of servers and firewalls they have. They probably have some policies what kind of emails can get into their server, so make sure you know these things. Replace attachment with links when necessary. So instead of sending attachments, send links. If your company is using tools like OneDrive, Google Drive, SharePoint, this kind of stuff, always prefer to upload the attachment on those shared spaces and then give the link in the emails. In the email, okay? What's gonna happen is your inbox will not fill up really quickly. You will save your memory. The receiver will also save memory. If they want to download it, they will not lose the file. But if they know the link is there, they will just click the link and they don't have to download anything. They don't have to look for the documents in at later times for a referral. One caveat here is if you are using like a blog page or a YouTube channel or anything like that, the links may be broken. So always check your links before sending. Okay, if those links are the ones that you're always using, make sure they are still up to date and they are still valid. Other than that, no caveat. Just use the company's shared spaces to send documents to save space and to get rid of the hassle of looking for it later. Do not copy or rephrase the attachments. Okay, meeting minutes in the email. For example, if you're attaching the meeting minutes, don't copy and paste them in the text in the email. Just say meeting minutes attached, please read and respond. Don't say meeting minutes attached, this will do this and then that will do that. So if your purpose is just disseminate the meeting minutes, just attach it and then say, here is the meeting minutes, please read it carefully. Okay, if you want to come up with secondary jobs out of this meeting minutes, then attach it and then clearly say, the things that are not in the meeting minutes. The new things included in the inbox, in the email. I think I explained this a lot. Do not expect a reply within hours and always follow up. Now you know it. Use templates, but be attentive. I always recommend you to create your own templates and use them attentively. Okay, this will save you a lot of time crafting your email, and also they look professional because you spend time trying to come up with them and then they look more professional. So this concludes the second part of the email communication from a sender's perspective. I'm gonna see you in the next recording for part 3, and we will do some good activities in the recording. Thank you for being here. Please like and subscribe and turn on the notifications to be aware of the next recording.